What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Let It Be Known. I'm Darren Randall. We back again with Lamar and NFL. The new season actually just started. Well, I want to say like less than 24 hours ago. You heard the Aaron Rodgers news. That was pretty groundbreaking. He was over there with Pat McAfee and the boys the other day. And I don't know if that was really even breaking news. I feel like everyone figured that he was going to the Jets, even though the trade hasn't even officially even happened yet. But you've been seeing moves all across the NFL. And I don't know, has anything surprised you in the last like 24, 48 hours?
I ain't gonna lie, what surprised me, it was a couple of moves. Specifically with my team, the Eagles. I
Yeah.
thought Bradbury was gonna leave. I really honestly did think Bradbury was gonna go somewhere else and get paid somewhere else. But I was watching an interview on him earlier. He signed back with us for the 3 year deal. He basically said he did have offers, obviously other places, and they were. I think he kind of mentioned too that he had money either that they were matching or a little bit more. But he said as he weighed his options, he just felt like Philly was the best fit. He said the organization wanted him back. He wanted to be back, so it was just the perfect fit. And then also too, Darius Slay. I believe. Not even say I believe. I know for a fact. So when I was watching the Bradbury interview, Bradbury was saying that he didn't know if Slay was going to be back or not. I guess they weren't communicating at that moment right then and there. He was hoping that Slay would be back. He said Slay was his dog. Hopefully, he was hoping that Slay would have been back, and sure enough, Slay came back. It was rumors saying that Slay wasn't going to be back. Slay even put a tweet out saying that bye Philly. Now we're gonna I love Philly, but we're gonna see what's next. And
Right.
then, a couple hours later, it says, you never know, I might be back. And sure enough, his wife tweeted out, we're going to stay. And turned out, that they're going to stay. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how many years left he's going to stay with us, but I know he at least got one more year left. So for us to have Bradbury and Slay, that surprised me.
So
I thought they were going to leave, but I guess we got it worked out.
what do you think had to happen right there? Because, like you said, a lot of teams probably figured he was leaving. He's over here sending tweets, so I'm pretty sure he even thought his time was up. So it had to be like, I don't know, maybe Eagles came across some extra money. Maybe they was like, maybe we'll let this dude walk, restructure this contract. I'm not sure what the Eagles really been doing, but Darius Slay thought in his head he was going, and I'm pretty sure the Eagles thought he was going as well, and so did the Eagles fans. I seen even dudes on Twitter talking hella shit about Darius Slay, called him a racial slur, and then like and then Darius Slay ended up saying like they basically saying he was gonna be staying, and then he's like he did a whole ass apology speech to him as well. So this shit is
Yeah.
goofy. I'm not sure. What do you think had to happen right there though?
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. I don't know what happened. I was like, damn, what had to happen in those few hours for them to get the negotiations, back on track, and then for him to agree. I think what happened was I'm not sure. I'm just speculating, but I think what happened was maybe it was just a restructuring, and maybe Darius Slay maybe got some guaranteed money that he was that he was wanting. So I'm pretty sure like both sides agreed to something mutual, and I'm pretty sure Darius Slay, we at this point we know how Darius Slay is. He's active on Twitter. He's very emotional. He
Right.
speaks his mind, and I'm pretty sure like they did what they can do in order for him to make him happy. So
So
congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles organization. They're doing a great job right now.
So is that true news? I heard a couple of rumors saying that he was asking for a whole bunch of money. I'm not sure. Is that true? Coming off the season that he just had.
Um, they so came. It turns out that's. I mean, there's rumors saying that it's not. It's a he say she say thing. Is some people saying that he's asking for a lot of money. Some people saying he was asking for something else, like more years, or he was asking for more guaranteed money.
Yeah, some
Sometimes
like
that
a long
guaranteed
term
money.
deal with some real baggage underneath it.
Yeah, like guaranteed money. That guaranteed money is different from just the regular contract alone.
Players
Guaranteed
ain't
is
going for it
you
nowadays.
get that money. Yeah, I see like a lot of players too. Not even Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson, but it seems like a lot of players are really. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It seems like a lot of players are really weighing in heavy on that guaranteed money. They want that guaranteed. They want to know that they're for sure going to get that money, going to get paid right away. So that seems like that's going to be a thing even in the next couple coming years in the NFL. So that's definitely something to look out for. Guaranteed money.
Shit, and I hope it does because like injuries could come out of nowhere, and a lot of these owners like to give themselves a lot of leverage and stuff, leeway to get up out of that contract. But no, like if these players are putting their body on the line to help your organization succeed, the least you can do is guarantee them some money, even if you're not guaranteeing it at all. Guarantee like 75 to 80% of the money. Like y'all is guaranteeing like
Hmm.
45% of the money, and then all the other money is just straight incentives and all that. Nah, like it's part of the game, and
Like
I
that.
feel like it's gonna be part of the contracts for the near future.
No, that's a great point that you make because, like you said, like a lot of these owners are so easily able to get out of these contracts, whether it's just cutting players or, it's always something, within that contract where they can get out of it. So I do feel like, for players to get the guaranteed money, it's only right because, you know, a lot of times players aren't guaranteed the money and then they play like 2 years and get cut. And then now, they don't have that guaranteed money or they don't have any, money that they earned or they should have gotten. So, I feel
Right,
like the guarantee money thing is definitely something to definitely pinpoint going forward.
right. And I want to jump back into so when I first opened this up. So Aaron Rodgers yesterday they had the news. He ended up saying he was going to the Jets after the little darkness retreat after he came back. And I remember a lot of people were saying Aaron Rodgers is prolonging this. He's doing he's just making this whole situation difficult for the Packers and for this team to move on. He came on and he talked and he cleared the air yesterday. So this is one of the takes that he ended up, or one of the takes I took away from the whole situation. So Aaron Rodgers, this was by Bridget Condon. She quoted him. So Aaron Rodgers on why the deal hasn't been done. I haven't been holding on to anything. I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's been compensation. The Packers are trying to get me the. My bad. Let me start that. I haven't been holding on to anything up at this point. It's been compensation that the Packers are trying to get from me, kind of digging their heels in. It's interesting at this point. A step back and for me to take a look at the whole picture. So basically, the Packers, they're not letting go of Aaron Rodgers for cheap. They're trying to hold on to him. I don't know what the compensations that the Jets are looking for and what the Packers are looking for. Do you feel like the Packers are gonna have to? What do you feel like they're gonna have to give up? Because right now it's rumored it's gonna have to be a first round pick. Of course, I don't think you deserve Aaron Rodgers for anything less than a first round pick. But once you start getting the one first round, two first round, three first round, that's when we start having discommunication. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up a whole future for a guy that really does only going to be able to play 1 to 2, maybe 3 years. I don't think he's going to pass that. He just was debating whether if he was 90% on retirement and 10% wanting to play. So that's another factor. They're just asking about the leverage. How much leverage do the Packers actually have? And to be honest, they really don't have much. Aaron Rodgers is on his way out. You gotta pick up Jordan Love's tenure. He's 25, going on 26 going into this season. So you got to give him some play time. And then it's proven like you guys are not doing nothing with Aaron Rodgers. You guys make it to the playoffs, elimination, winning season, elimination. Like it's the same cycle every single year, and it's time to rebuild and restart the whole the whole organization. Just rebuild from the ground up. So how are you feeling? What do you feel like it's going to take to get Aaron Rodgers to the Jets? We already know it's going to happen, but what do you feel like the conversation has to be?
So definitely the conversation is first off, what Aaron Rodgers is asking for. I'm pretty sure, like, well, this is on the Jets side. Jets got to go out and get the guys that Aaron is asking for. At least majority of them. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get all of them. Aaron asked for, I think, like about 4 guys. I think it was Odell, Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard. They already got Lazard, so that's off the list.
Well,
I believe they asked for one more person. But anyway, I do believe Aaron Rodgers. You do have to give up a first round pick. I believe it's based on two. This is kind of rumor I heard as well yesterday. That if Aaron is going to play 2 years, that they might have to give up two first rounders or maybe even like a first and second. But if Aaron is only thinking about playing 1 year, then they might only have to give up like a first rounder and like a few like
well,
later picks or whatever, maybe a few players.
Well,
Mhm.
Aaron could say, let's say Aaron can say he want to play 1 year, but Aaron don't know if he want to play 1 year. Aaron don't know if he want to play 2 year. Tom Brady thought it
So
was
that's the thing.
over. It's human life.
Yeah,
There's
so
no way
that's
you
the,
can tell.
yeah, so that's the thing though. So that basically is going to go into effect though. Like, so if he do end up playing 2 years, then they will give him and they will give the Packers extra first round pick or some extra picks.
See, he wouldn't even let them know how long he has to play. He didn't even know if he was going to even play this season. So I don't even think he has his mind around that. Yeah, that's probably just a rumor though. Of course, you know
Yeah,
how it
he
is.
yeah yeah. I feel Aaron probably just I definitely feel like Aaron is probably more so really just focus on this season, focus on the now, I'm pretty sure he's not thinking about next year.
And he actually cleared that situation up when they were saying they wanted Odell, he wanted Alan Lazard, he wanted Randall Cobb. So I guess he said basically that they asked him some of the guys that he liked, or he liked at his old organization, not for them just to go get, but guys that he felt like maybe would be good to bring in the building. And those are some of the guys. He brought up Randall Cobb, Adam Lazard, whoever else was on that little list. But then they brought up also Odell because he said who wouldn't want to play with Odell? Of course, who wouldn't want to play with Odell? You got the Cowboys looking to play with Odell, Niners, Eagles, anybody that needs a wide receiver. Odell's pretty much the top guy on the market just because it's past history. So I understand what Aaron Rodgers was saying right there. But I don't know how many guys they really are going to bring in. How many guys do you feel like they should bring in? Because I thought they had a pretty good core already set up for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Like we said, Elijah. They got Williams. They got some guys over there.
Yeah, I feel like they had some core guys already. They had Garrett Wilson. They had Elijah Moore.
Wilson,
I'm not. To be honest, I'm not sure if Elijah Moore is going to be there though, just because he might not. But just because Elijah Moore, he was having troubles with the organization last year. I know they have a new office coordinator and some new people there now. So he
Aaron
might be.
Rodgers, fuck that beef. You don't care about that beef.
No, but the thing is, like, yeah, but the organ is. I mean, maybe on his side, he probably is at amends, but the organization probably, is willing to get rid of him just because they probably like, oh, he kind of was a lot problem in the locker room last season. Right. And he was already voicing his opinion on getting traded and stuff like that. Is been unhappy. So I mean, I hope Elijah Moore's there, but if not, it is what it is. He can go to somewhere else and get opportunity, and the Jets will get some compensation for that. But I was even thinking that too, because if they are bringing in Randall Cobb and they are so Garrett Wilson is he's the number one rookie. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the number 2 target. Then Odell's coming in to try to be number 1 or maybe the number 2. Then you got Randall Cobb coming in. So Elijah Moore probably will get lost in the shuffle. So in my opinion, I'll trade Elijah Moore and just get some compensation for it.
Why not? Aaron Rodgers, he like you said, you just fill in a couple guys. It's not like you'll miss Elijah Moore, but Aaron Rodgers is so good where he's gonna make all those guys look just as good as Elijah Moore. You gonna be like,
yeah.
But and
you got
they even had Elijah Moore on that squad.
Yep, and you got the draft, So they can. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't got too many draft picks to have. Especially because they get all these players, but they got some draft picks where they can go out and get get a rookie receiver with some explosiveness later on in the draft.
Yeah, why not? I could see them looking into it just to help out Aaron Rodgers a little bit. And then other quarterback news today, you got your guy coming into the building. I don't know if this is your guy or not, but I know he ain't my guy. But Oakland Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo has finally entered the building. This was him earlier today. He was just taking a check around the facility. And as we know, the Raiders have one of the best.
Here's our main entrance. This is the main player entrance. Good morning, guys. Come in every day. Yeah. How are you doing? So, meeting room, hallway, and all that stuff. We'll go pop it on the train.
It's unreal, man.
Yeah, it's pretty spacious, pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said, "Oh shit, that shit's unreal." Just because, like I said, like when you think about all the stadiums in the world, there's only a couple that can really consider themselves the top best. You got probably the Cowboys, state of the art. You got, of course, the Las Vegas Raiders. I feel like nobody's put in as much work as them. That stadium's crazy. Literally for tourists.
Chargers, Rams,
SoFi. You got SoFi, the Los Angeles Stadium. That's another one. And then especially if you're coming from weak ass Levi's Stadium, I've been to it. It's right around the corner. There ain't shit to look at. Like I love Levi's, and if you're a Niner fan or you're a fan of the squad, then of course you feel at home, you feel welcome. But if you're like somebody that's never been to Levi's and you just want to go, take a look around the stadium, that's not really one of the ones I would suggest checking out first. It's kind of more just a basic stadium. You walk up in there, you might see a big ass Joe Montana statue. That's pretty cool. Dwight Clark, that's pretty cool. That's about it. But you go to Las Vegas, bro, they got all these big ass shiny things to look at and for your eyes to get distracted by. So I understand when Jimmy walked in, he walks in there, he sees a big ass huge facility. And he's just amazed, right? He's about, damn, I get to train here, I get to practice here, I get to wake up in game day here. Like it's a big difference from leaving the Bay Area to going to somewhere like Las Vegas. But My question for you, Lamar. I'm looking at a whole bunch of Raider fans. They're not looking too happy about this whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing. I read the comments. It's pretty much just memes and shit all throughout that whole little timeline. But how do you feel like the Raider fans should feel? Should they feel a little bit happier with Derek or with Jimmy Garoppolo leading the squad? I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo, he might bring a new form of leadership. He might bring a little bit more chemistry between a quarterback and a coach because they already have past history with him and McDaniels. But what's your take on this? How do you feel like the Raiders fans should be reacting to Jimmy Garoppolo?
I think Raiders fans should definitely just take a chill pill. I think they should give Jimmy a chance. Obviously, I feel like they've been listening too much to 49er fans. And, it's funny because I feel like 49er fans and Raider fans kind of react off of each other, especially now when you got a quarterback of Jimmy Garoppolo's caliber and, just kind of what he brings and what he has brought already. When he comes from the 49ers and goes to kind of like a rival like this to the Raiders, it's going to be a lot of shit talking. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. It's going to be a lot of Niner fans, shitting on Jimmy like, oh, Jimmy is weak. Jimmy is this. Jimmy is that. But really, not like I said, Raider fans they should give him a chance. They should be pretty much optimistic just because, obviously Josh McDaniels is the play caller there. He's the head coach. He's running the show. Jimmy Garoppolo spent so much time in McDaniels' system. And I feel like we all kind of know Jimmy G is a game manager. He kind of does what the coach says. He does, he does what the offense. He does what he needs to do for the offense to roll. So I feel like that's what the Raiders need. They need someone that can protect the football. I feel like Jimmy can protect the football, especially with Josh Jacobs back there running the rock. And Devontae Adams. You got to keep building some weapons. That wasn't smart for the Raiders. I'm pretty sure you would agree, Darren, that them giving up Darren Waller, but I'm pretty sure they have a plan, though. They're not crazy. They have a plan. I'm pretty sure they're going to go out and get tight end, maybe at free agency or the draft. But the Raiders, they should be okay. They should be okay. I'm optimistic for you guys. Jimmy G is not a bad quarterback. He could be better, but he's not a bad quarterback. I've seen worse. But yeah.
See, but people kept throwing in that CJ Stroud. Raiders are going to get CJ Stroud. They're trying to get CJ Stroud. They're going to trade up, but it's looking like CJ Stroud. He might be going. He's going to be gone before the Raiders even get the opportunity. Am I right? Because they got. I want to say the number.
Oh, no doubt.
They got the number. I want to say
number 7.
7 right now. So they could possibly trade up to the number 3 with the Arizona Cardinals, just because the Arizona Cardinals do have Kyler Murray, so there's no need for them to really stay there and get a quarterback. But I don't feel like CJ Stroud is going. Would he drop to that number 3 spot? I'm thinking he's going number 1 or
2. Definitely not. Definitely not. CJ Stroud is definitely going number 1 to the Panthers or number 2 to the Texans, barring if anyone trades up for him. But I think the Raiders, they have a chance at getting Anthony Richardson, though. I feel like they do. They have a chance at getting Anthony Richardson, or maybe even the guy from Kentucky, Will Levis. Will Levis, in my opinion, I would grab Anthony Richardson. Will Levis is not a bad quarterback. He's physically imposing. He's about 6'3", has a big arm. He really does have a big arm, though. Watch out for Will Levis. He has. I didn't really realize how good of a I don't say good, but I didn't realize how. Yeah, I didn't realize how strong of an arm he had. He might have a bazooka arm for real. I didn't realize how strong of an arm he had until the combine. He might can throw the ball about 70 80 yards. Same thing with Anthony Richardson, though. Anthony Richardson can really throw the ball a long way. But obviously, Anthony Richardson just kind of puts himself in a different kind of like category because just physically, he killed the combine. He ran a 4.4, low 4.4. He's 6'4". He's 240 pounds. He has a big arm. He's out of the University of Florida. He played in the best conference in college football. The only knock on Anthony Richardson was his experience. But this would be perfect for the Raiders to trade up. If I'm the Raiders, man, I'm trading up. Obviously, you got Jimmy G for 3 years. Anthony Richardson, the knock on him is perfect. The knock on Anthony Richardson is his experience. He only started the year at University of Florida. So that was his knock, is his experience. But why not trade up, maybe 2 picks up to go get Anthony Richardson with maybe the 5th or 4th pick overall, just so you for sure getting the future guy. And this is perfect for the Raiders. Obviously you just moved to Vegas. Let's start fresh. You got Jimmy G for 3 years. Not even knowing that if Jimmy G is going to stay healthy for 3 years. Hopefully he does. But Jimmy G kind of brings that veteran leadership, that veteran experience. Anthony Richardson can learn from Anthony Richardson can learn from Jimmy Garoppolo. He can spend 2-3 years, learn up under him. Maybe the Raiders can get some run packages, some goal line packages in there for Anthony Richardson. some zone read options, stuff like that. But that'd be crazy. Anthony Richardson with Josh Jacobs, and then you got Anthony Richardson throwing the ball to Devontae Adams. I'm pretty sure Devontae Adams will be happy with that, having a young quarterback that he can kind of build with for for next 5-7 years. So I'm pretty sure Devontae Adams is going to retire a Raider. So
see, I'm just wondering though, is the draft capital that the Raiders would potentially have to give up to move to that third pick? I'm just wondering, is it going to be worth it? Because I don't know, is Anthony Richardson, is he considered going to be one of, like, does he have the potential to be one of those guys like Tom Brady, like Aaron Rodgers, like a real game changer, win a championship?
Well, you can't. Most definitely.
Because let's say it like this, right? Because you could possibly go throughout this season with Jimmy Garoppolo and y'all could just be terrible because they weren't very good last year with Derek Carr and they decreased that quarterback. So it's very likely impossible that they could be even worse than last year and end up with a top 3 maybe draft pick. And then you already know who's in the draft next year, Caleb Williams. And then you get Caleb Williams as your quarterback. And then you get with Devontae. And then you mix that motherfucker, and the Raiders could be right back in the mix with a real quarterback instead of depending all their chips on Anthony Richardson, which is a maybe, we don't know, possibly. But
that's the thing though. That's the thing. That's the point I was trying to make, is that you're not really putting all your chips in for Anthony Richardson because you're not going into the season thinking about Anthony Richardson starting. You know that you have Jimmy G, a veteran guy who's able to win games, who's proven to win games, who's gotten to the Super Bowl. He didn't win it, but he's gotten there. He has that veteran leadership. And also too, the Niners, like, a lot of guys love Jimmy G. They vouch for him. They liked his moxie. They liked the way he carried himself as a veteran. So I'm pretty sure he's going to carry that over with the Raiders. And like I said, like, they go up and get Anthony Richardson, they might have to give up, I'm pretty sure they don't have to give up too much crazy amount. They only moving up maybe like a spot or two to get Anthony Richardson, because the Cardinals, they hold the number 3 spot. They're for sure not going to go for quarterback. They're going to get a defensive player. And then you got, I'm not sure who holds the 4th or 5th pick, but whoever holds the 4th or 5th pick, I think the Colts. The Colts might get a quarterback. So the Colts are the only people standing in their way. Colts might either get Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. That's what I'm saying. So it depends, but they can go. It can go either or. Will Levis can do the same thing. He can learn under Jimmy G. Same situation. So yeah, I just feel like you're not really putting all your chips in for a start for your quarterback. You just kind of like, you got a young guy who can learn under a guy like Jimmy G, which I feel like Jimmy G is a great guy to learn from.
Yeah, like you said, he sat under Tom Brady, and Trey Lance sat under Jimmy. Purdy, I guess, technically sat under Jimmy. I don't know how much.
And then Jimmy knows the system, so it's like Jimmy's like a second coach out there. And Josh McDaniels, that's his system. Jimmy G knows the system like the back of his hand. I'm pretty sure Josh McDaniels is gonna throw some new plays in there, but Jimmy G is like a second coach. So whoever the rookie is, who is gonna be behind Jimmy G, it's gonna be like, it should be like a learn. It's gonna be a learning process all year long.
If Jimmy the second coach, he like Nathaniel Hackett on the fucking Broncos. If he the second coach, I don't really trust Jimmy as a second play caller. Even when he was with the Niners, it felt like Kyle Shanahan was telling him to play because he can't just call
Jimmy
play,
G was
like, do this.
Jimmy G was turning heads in Frisco. If it wasn't for Jimmy G, Niners probably wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, this year for sure he was balling. They wouldn't have been in the playoffs, but like that don't mean shit.
He's surprised. I'm just saying he's surprised a lot of people. So I'm saying, like, who knows? Well, like next year he probably can surprise a lot of Raiders fans. You never know.
He really could. If he could play like how he did with us at that end, like this last year, it looked like his confidence was back. It looked like everything was going good before he got hurt. So maybe it's possible. He could maybe go to the Raiders and prove them wrong. But I still don't think he'll be better than Carr. But maybe he could just bring, like you said, the charisma, some difference to the locker room. So in other news with in the free agency, fucking the Chiefs end up losing Juju Smith-Schuster. I didn't think that was gonna end up happening. He ended up signing a 3-year, $33 million deal. And he posted this earlier or yesterday. Excited for my next chapter in New England. I will give this organization everything I have. Thank you for believing in me. So he went to the Patriots, you know, and he's considered the TikTok boy. He likes to have a lot of fun. He likes to do a lot of dancing. And another guy that
I
reminds
can't
me
wait.
like that. Another guy that
It's
reminds me
Bradbury
like
versus
that.
Juju.
And another
We
guy
coming
that
for your ass, boy.
Another guy that reminds me like that does all that dancing and stuff was a guy like Kendrick Bourne. And once he went to the Patriots, he wasn't really able. He still dances, still has fun, but I feel like when he was like before he went to the Patriots, he was doing a lot more. Do you feel like they're gonna put a cap on Juju a little bit, where he's gonna have to hold his true feelings, his true expressions of himself?
I mean, Juju can definitely be himself, obviously, but it's a time and place for everything. That's what he's obviously has to learn. Especially him being an older guy now in the NFL. Um, but obviously too he knows this. I'm pretty he has to know this. Like Patriots is not an organization like any other. He has to like you said, he has to even put a cap on himself, not anyone else. He has to know what he can and what he cannot do, especially with the whole TikTok and just stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, Patriots is a different organization. They're very strict. It's kind of like so a lot of ex-Patriots been saying it's kind of like a boot camp mentality in a sense. I mean, hey, whatever wins Super Bowls they got. I mean, you can all give credit to Brady, but that organization got about what 5 Super Bowls, 6 Super Bowls, 7 Super Bowls. So, yeah, Juju got to kind of play his part and just kind of keep his cool, keep his head down, and just kind of do his part.
I was a little bit surprised that he left. Actually, I felt like he would have wanted to run it with the Chiefs one more year. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have the money. Maybe they didn't feel like. I'm pretty sure they wasn't trying to pay him that much. 33 million for 3 years. Maybe they just wasn't trying to give him a long term deal. It was probably like a 1 to 2 year deal. Probably like a good like 16. I don't know. I can't see them probably paying him that long for that many years or for that much money. So that was
Yeah,
probably they kept him
most
out.
definitely. Yeah, I
So
agree. I agree with you too. I was thinking the same thing. I don't think the Chiefs was willing to give him that much money. I think that's the only reason he was willing to sign with the Patriots because he probably was like, damn, they're giving me a lot of money. Chiefs probably was only willing to give him maybe another year, maybe like 7 million or something like that. So you gotta think like, damn, 1 year, 1 million, 7 million, one
right.
year, 7 million compared to 3 years, 33. Golly, I'm taking that. I don't care
What you
what team I'm going to. I'm taking 3 years, 33.
So you feel like there's about to be anything that he gives Mac Jones that he doesn't have? Because they was already missing a lot of wide receiver help. I think they don't have Do they have Nelson still? Nelson's gone. I'm pretty sure they have what Kendrick.
I'm not sure.
No, they don't have
Kendrick
they don't have
Bourne.
a strong wide receiver core. So I feel like
Yeah, they
Juju's a
really
lot of
don't. Devontae Parker.
right. So even Juju's a lot of help. What do you feel like he adds to Mac Jones?
I think he adds a lot of versatility because Juju can play in the slot. He's a big body receiver. Um, Juju can do definitely run after. He has run after the catchability,
Right.
but he's definitely more so. He's not as fast as a lot of guys in the league. He's not like a 4.3 or 4.4 guy. Juju's definitely more like a 4.5, 4.6 guy. He has some speed when every now and then, but Juju is definitely more of that possession receiver, get you that first down. Hard nosed blocker, very physical. Yeah, so that's what he brings to the Patriots. So that's what I feel like. That's what he can. That's how he can improve the offense. His offense, the receiver's a bit more physical.
Right, and I'm excited to see what he's gonna do. This is pretty much his second chance now, maybe third chance to be a real wide receiver number one. So I'm happy
Hmm.
to see what he's gonna do with this opportunity. I feel like they're gonna put him in a good space, good opportunity to put him in the best position for himself to succeed. He's gonna be side to side with Kendrick Bourne, so it's not like it's gonna be pretty much a 1-2 punch between them unless they go ahead and get somebody else. But we'll see how that situation plays out.
Hey, who would you say was wide receiver number one in Kansas City? They didn't really have a wide receiver number one, huh?
Nah, they really didn't.
Well,
Kelsey.
shit, Kelsey.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Kelsey's
true.
really not. He's really not
Well,
even.
who
He's a
who would
tight
two?
end, but not a tight end.
Yeah. Well, who would two would be? I mean, I said two. I'm who would two be?
Shit, was Juju. I would say because Juju was 900 yards behind Kelsey. I think that was the closest wide receiver. So
Oh wow.
yeah. So I think you have to go Juju. Shit, they don't really have no wide receivers. Well, they have hella talent, but they don't have no like huge name guys. They just have a whole bunch of recognized guys, recognizable guys.
A receiver by committee.
Yeah, exactly. It's like kind of Niners Eagles type shit with running backs. So other wide receiver news, we've been knowing about Odell. I talked about Odell earlier. You know, a couple teams like not the Packers, the Jets, they wanted to get him. Specifically, Aaron Rodgers wanted to get him. So this was actually reported by Dov Kleiman. An update: free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham is indeed seeking $15 to $20 million a year, per Diana. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, hell no. So I kept scrolling down a little bit. I kept scrolling down, and Odell actually responded to a fan. He said. A fan responded, or a fan actually said, "This is code for no one wants to pay me $20 million a year. Lower your demands, my guy." Odell responded to that guy and said, "This is a code. This is code for I don't value your opinion, and I never asked for 20, my guy." So he turned that down. He never actually asked for 20, but he didn't say he didn't ask for 15. So
but he's probably asking for between 15 and 20.
At least between 15, a little under, probably like 15 and 19.9, but something like that. But what do you feel like? I can't pay Odell even maybe 15. He's coming off a second ACL. He didn't play last season. I know Odell. I know his talent, what he can be. I know his name. I know the possibilities. But are you willing to give Odell Beckham $15 million off a second ACL?
Nah, like they was even talking about that yesterday. I was watching a podcast. Well, I was watching Sports Center, and I think it was Swagoo. He was just basically saying that he love you to death, Odell. But you, like you said, you coming off the second ACL injury. I'm not sure. I don't think you're worth 15 million. I just feel like you got to prove it that you're worth that much. You got to prove that you're definitely still like the top 5 wide receiver in the league, which I believe you still are, but we all don't know because you coming off an ACL injury, the second one. So, I feel like if I was a GM or owner, I would probably give Odell between $10 to $12 million. Even I feel like it's a little much. Yeah, even I feel like it's a little much. But shit, who knows? What if Odell is the Odell from previous years and we don't want to miss out on, we want to basically give Odell that confidence. We want Odell to have that, to know that we believe in him. So when it is time next year that we have to resign him, we can sign him to a multi-year deal and he will want to sign back to us because, he already had that in his mind. Like, this is the team that gave me that confidence, that team that believed in me. They gave me 10 to 12 million when no one else was really willing to give me that much. So
I feel like the Rams did that. I ain't never stopped Odell before. Odell gonna do and go where Odell want to go. But I will give him probably like, let's say 11.5 million, and then we'll give him like 4-point-something million incentives to try to make him go prove himself. So if he goes to prove it, then he'll get his whole 15 to 16 million. But I can't give him 15, 13, 14. I can't give him that off the bat just because it's a big risk I'm taking. And if I got you, I'm probably gonna have to have a team that has other wide receivers. So there's probably gonna be other money being around because I can't have you as a number 1 or 2 guy. Like, I can't depend on that because you might go down. So I probably already got a couple stars around them. So that's another thing. You're gonna have to go to a spot where you're gonna have to kind of squeeze the money up in there. So I don't know. What teams are you looking at that should be interested in Odell? I know the Jets are in there. Probably the Cowboys being rumored to be up in there. But who's the number 1 spot? We need the number 1.
Well, just a few teams to throw out there. Jets, Cowboys. Obviously, Odell is going to want to go to a team because obviously Odell has a little say-so in this as well. He's going to go to a team that has a quarterback, right, or some sort of a quarterback. So I was going to say Jets, Cowboys. I ain't gonna never throw the Eagles. I'm not, throw the Eagles in there. I would say Niners, but the Niners, it's kind of tricky because we don't really know who their quarterback gonna be.
Right.
We kind of know, but we don't know what it's gonna look like. Even with Purdy coming back off the surgery. So my bad. So yeah, I say Jets, Cowboys, Eagles. Maybe even the Vikings because Kirk he's decent because that'd be cool though. Have 2 LSU guys over there.
Why not? You lost.
Yeah, Kirk with Justin. Yeah,
you lost Thielen.
That'd be crazy.
OBJ with the Vikings with
Justin
Jefferson
with Justin and they got that chemistry. Justin and Odell, that's big bro.
I don't know if Odell likes Kirk Cousins though. I don't know if he want to go play with
But that's the thing though. Like That's what I'm saying. Like that's exactly the point I was making. Is like Odell do have say so, so
Yeah.
it's really kind of depending on what Odell, if he believes in what. It depends on what quarterback he believes in. Like maybe he does. Maybe you never know. He might have a talk with Justin, and Justin might say like, "Hey man, Kirk can do it. Like we just missing you. We just missing that piece."
Yeah.
And we seen flashes of Kirk, making some beautiful throws and great plays, and especially last year he made huge strides. So
He even won them a
yeah, we'll
playoff
see.
game, right? Like shit.
Nah, they lost to the Giants. Remember?
Oh, they did lose to the Giants. Damn,
Yeah.
bro. That was
But hey,
crazy.
they didn't have that other piece. They didn't have the piece. So
That was
we'll
crazy
see.
though,
We'll
bro.
see.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Because I don't think
But
nobody
yeah,
expected the
Justin,
Giants to
Odell. Yeah, especially Daniel Jones. But yeah, Justin with Odell and Dalvin Cook. Sheesh.
I feel like if they would have won that playoff game, that would have been a little bit of, at least some comfort to tell them, like, look, we won a playoff game. We got to the second round last year. We just needed you. But I don't know if Odell
But all year last year they was flirting with being like, kind of like top team in the NFC or even top two all year. They was just kind of like, like we said, they were some pretenders, but then they'd win like 4 or 5 in a row, then they'd lose again to some weak ass team, then win like 4 or 5 in a row. So that's what I'm saying. They got potential. They show they can do it even with a first year coach. I feel like that means a lot. First year coach, you going to the playoffs, you leading your team to the playoffs. So I don't know. I feel like also too maybe Odell can end up somewhere where it's familiar. I can never get this damn word out without saying it slow.
Yeah, I know you be saying it like every day.
It's hard. That familiarity. Yeah, but maybe Odell can go somewhere where his old offensive coordinator was, or maybe an old coach was. It just makes sense. It just honestly just makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out there. I think that was a good take. I feel like I don't know if not too many teams are not too many reporters have even mentioned Odell even thinking about the Vikings. So Justin Jefferson, like, do your magic. But damn, I don't know. Odell's like, damn, y'all be giving this motherfucker the bad. Y'all right as well open up that 15 million for me, 16, 20 million for me. Why not? So
and they're not gonna pay Kirk. They're not gonna pay Kirk. They already said that Kirk is gonna play his last year out on this contract. He's basically kind of like gonna bet on himself again. So we're gonna see.
I don't
so they got money.
Yeah, they got the money.
And obviously, yeah, I feel like a lot of teams, like if you have a veteran quarterback and you're not paying them, you have a lot of money to spend because we know what these quarterbacks are asking for now. They ask for about 40 million, 35 million, 40, 50 million. So shit, if you don't have no really good rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, then shit, you better go out and find you a quarterback that's cheap, that's able that can do it.
And in the Viking situation, you better make it quick because you got a young star, and the longer you wait, the faster he gonna get traded. That's just how it works in the NFL. So with Orlando Brown, he ended up leaving the Chiefs, and he signed, I want to say, a 4-year. Let me see where I got it right here. So Tom Pelissero reported 4-time Pro Bowler, tackle, and Super Bowl champ Orlando Brown Jr. is finalizing a 4-year, $64.92 million front-loaded deal with the Bengals that includes an over $31 million signing bonus, largest ever for an O-lineman. So, were you surprised by Orlando Brown leaving the Chiefs and going to the rivals, being in the fucking Bengals? I wasn't expecting him personally to leave, but would you consider this like a snake move, just like how KD when he left and went to the Warriors? Do you consider that just as bad when Orlando Brown goes to the Bengals?
Or how Hargrave when he went to the Niners.
I wouldn't say that because the Niners didn't have no beef or nothing like that. The Niners and Eagles ain't got no beef.
They definitely got beef. They definitely
got beef. They do got beef though.
But they definitely got beef. Now they do. Like it's funny because that's a new rivalry. That's funny because I would say more so the Niners
and
the Eagles have beef. I would say I say the Niners and the Eagles more so got beef more so than the Bengals and the Chiefs.
True.
I feel like it's not really no beef there. To be honest, it's not like it wasn't like no really back and forth going on. It was just two great quarterbacks, just kind of like It wasn't like it was great defenses like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Bengals defense showed up, but it wasn't late. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like, it wasn't nothing crazy. It was just like a battle of two GOAT quarterbacks. But I don't feel like this is a snake move just because same thing with Javon Hargrave. Like, you just want to go to a team where you feel like you're going to be a good fit, where you plan with a quarterback that you believe in, that is not on scrub. I wouldn't want to block for no scrub. So, like, for example, Orlando Brown, if he was, like, traded to, like, Carolina or somewhere like that, or if he got signed to Carolina, I'd be kind of, like, mad. Like, damn, like, I got to block for a rookie quarterback, not knowing who my rookie quarterback is going to be or how he's going to pan out. But still, I want to block for somebody that's already proven, somebody that's already done it, somebody like a Joe Burrow, somebody like a Jalen Hurts, somebody like who's also like Aaron Rodgers, like even if Orlando Brown was the Jets, that'd have been solid too. Like that'd have been, cool. Patriots maybe.
Hargrave's move was a little bit dangerous. I ain't gonna lie. Now that you say it, because Niners and the Eagles do have a new rivalry building. So next time they play each other, he's now in that. I know that's your brothers over there, and you got love for them and all that. But when you made your choice to lead them and go to the San Francisco 49ers, they got some real beef, and they're gonna be saying a lot of words that you not gonna like about that squad once they get there. Oh, that's your brother? Fuck that boy. That's what the Fred Warner gonna say. They got no respect for the Eagles at all. They don't like them boys. They don't want to be friends. They don't want to be buddies. And Hargrave over there trying to give handshakes and signatures. Nah, Fred Warner gonna break that pin in half. So it's gonna be.
It's funny though. It's funny you say that because I was even thinking that when Hargrave first signed over there, I was like, they probably gonna talk shit to him right when he get over there, so right in the locker room.
Right, because it's like
his own new teammate.
Yeah, they even like, damn, because he was probably talking hella shit like, oh, we got our boy like Purdy was hurt, Niners didn't won. He was probably, his mouth was probably going crazy, and now they're in the same locker room, and it's just gonna be funny, especially when I get to a lot of training camps and stuff. The offensive line going against the defensive line, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So I can't wait till the Niners play the Eagles, and I want to say they play each other in the regular season, right?
Yeah, that would have really been crazy though if obviously we know it was Hassan Reddick who basically injured Purdy on his elbow, but that would have really been crazy if it was Javon Hargrave who was the one that injured him, and then he went to the squad. That would have been quite a coincidence right there.
That would have been quite a coincidence. I don't think they would have. I don't think the Niners would have even they would have probably brought him in, but that would have been a sensitive one right there. You'd have had to play that smart. You can't you couldn't just throw him up in the locker room and just be like, no, meet your new teammate. Why Purdy all like this? What the fuck you mean with my new teammate? Nigga all up in the cast and shit.
It's like Westbrook. It's like Westbrook and Pat Bev. Like, how you gonna sign a nigga who I got beef with? Like what?
Hey, they actually hella cool now though, and that's a little different because they hurt. No punches was ever swung. It was a little bumping and stuff and talking, but yeah, if somebody would have got slept or something on the court, and then like that Mo Wagner
practice
shit. Remember that Mo Wagner shit?
Man, they fell asleep.
Yeah, that would have been okay. Then there would have been a conversation. Maybe you shouldn't do that. But,
true.
But yeah, I guess you could say I guess you could not call Orlando Brown a snake for doing that. Maybe it could have been worse. We have seen worse. KD was probably the worst in sports history. I think that was probably the biggest snake move ever.
Worst in sports history. Hell yeah.
That shit killed basketball for about 4 to 5 years. It was just Warriors blowing everybody out. And it's not that they were that
everybody
good.
out.
It's not even that they were that good. It's like, how are you supposed to compete against that? It's not that y'all just true. It's not that you're just a great team, a brand new, amazing squad. It's like, bro, if I go get an all-star squad and I take 4 out of 5 of the people in the lineup and say, let's play, who gonna beat us? Nobody gonna beat us. I could throw KD.
Especially
it's crazy the other night. And AD, no one's gonna beat that squad either.
Yeah, nobody gonna beat that squad. And it's crazy. The other night I was watching highlights when it was before KD, obviously, when it was just Curry and Clay and Draymond. But they was going nuts.
Bananas.
Nuts.
Prime
bananas.
Prime
like
Curry, prime
Curry, like this one Curry was really new to doing what he was doing. Like motherfucker was really amazed. Like, damn, this motherfucker can't miss. It's so bro, just imagine how helpless it is as a bench player or a teammate. You on the bench and you see your team fighting as hard as they can to stay in the game or to come back. and you just see Curry constantly, bro.
trolling through
It's kind of
hard.
like that. It's kind of like Damian Lillard, bro. Like you playing the best defense you can, but everything you throw up is going in. You like you just literally look at the sky like what the fuck, or you just put your head down like
And you're
what
probably
do I
dead.
do,
And you're probably dead
bro?
because Curry's
Dead,
cardio
tired.
is
Yeah.
crazy. Curry's running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and your ass just shot
Yes.
already up.
So and then
You trying to put your
so for
goal up
so
in a
for
contest.
so for KD, so for KD to be added to that lineup, that shit is just cheating.
It wasn't fair, bro. It wasn't fair. Like I don't care what KD has to say. There's no defending that shit, bro. You know the world's never gonna let it go. He got to win the championship with the Suns this year or next year. Like it's got to happen. So at least we can kind of forget about it and look at him, just as the champion he wants to be. And lastly, let's
Where you think? My bad. What you gonna say?
No,
I was gonna say where you think? Where you think Ezekiel Elliott gonna end up?
Kid, I'm still thinking. Shit.
I
still don't even know, bro. I still don't know. I feel like it's still got to be a squad that already has a running back because you don't want him to be your main running back. So I don't know who's gonna be looking at him. Derrick Henry was rumored to be traded too, but it's like now I guess they're trying to say that he's not gonna be traded. They don't even know what's going on with that because he really should have been traded. It's been like 3 weeks since I was announced, almost a month. So I don't really know what they're gonna do with that. But last I want to get in some NBA real quick. So this was I didn't even know this was a thing. So after John Moran's gun incident and all the other bullshit in the NBA, so the Memphis Grizzlies actually took it upon themselves. So there have even been travel measures taken curtail nightlife habits this season, with the Grizzlies leaving more road cities, especially the glitzier ones like Miami, immediately after the game instead of staying. They're leaving immediately after the game instead of staying overnight. So, remind you, these are professional. These are like 25-year-old, 30-year-old, grown men. So, is it kind of crazy that do you feel like this is needed for the Grizzlies? They're leaving immediately after the road game. So, if they're in Miami, Los Angeles, Houston, instead of giving them a chance to even go out after the games, as soon as the game's over, they heading back to Memphis.
No, I mean, honestly, I feel like I don't know. I feel like when you in season, bro. Like when you in season mode, don't get me wrong. It's okay to wind down. It's okay to then have time off. But you gotta think about it too. Like you're in season. You're supposed to have tunnel vision. We got one goal and one goal only. We trying, especially the Memphis Grizzlies. We trying to win a championship. We trying to win a championship, especially with the team that we got. We got all the pieces. Especially with all the distractions, we seen what we can do. They had like the number 1 seed for a second, then they went to number 2, then they constantly started falling. But you see what they can do when they have all their players healthy, especially with Steven Adams. You see what they can do. So you're supposed to have tunnel vision. I would have been thought that that they was going home right after the games. You see in the NFL, I'm pretty sure they do the same thing. They don't stay overnight. And the reason why I say that is because it was a thing where, remember the coach for the Jaguars, Urban Meyer, they was tripping out because they was saying like, oh, like, why you didn't get back on the team playing with us after the game? You stayed. So that makes me kind of like think, because obviously I didn't really know the ins and outs, after the game and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure, every team is supposed to go back right after the game. Like they head out. And, obviously NFL is a little different because you got a whole week to prepare for the game, but you got to head out. You got to go, obviously, prepare for the next game. You got to go back to your facilities. You got to go to practice, stuff like that. So NBA is, a little different because I'm pretty sure when they left Miami or whatever they left, they went to the next city. I don't know where the next city was at. Could have been Charlotte. Could have been New York. But whatever next city it is, like, they should have been did that. They should have been heading out right after the game and then going, And then also, too, it's like, of course, like, why would you even be wanting to celebrate or let your team stay after a loss?
Well, I think because like it's on the NBA, like like their legs just tired. They just had a long game, so they like, okay, we can stay here for the night, leave in the morning. But with this young squad, they can't do that no more. They can't just leave in the morning because they can't trust their guys. But the good news is John Morant, he just got reinstated, so they gave him a 10-game suspension, and they counted the 8 games he's already missed, like due to his personal reasons. And so then they said basically, I think he comes back on the 15th, or no, not 15th, on the 20th. So he comes back.
Yeah, I think it's the Cowboys. I said the Cowboys. It's the
Yeah,
Mavericks.
the Maverick against the Mavericks. So he's going to return, and I'm expecting the Grizzlies to bounce back, carry back up on the ladder. And to be honest, I don't even like that they suspended him this long or kept him away from this long because I just feel like it was just. But I feel like it was a lot of all the other shit. But if they was just suspending him just off that one video, then it was bullshit. Because he shouldn't have done it. But all he did was post a gun. Police did the evidence or did a whole little fucking investigation, found nothing wrong. Everything went okay. They basically got him for like making the NBA look bad, but like technically he didn't really do nothing wrong. He just made himself look hella thuggish, and that's not what the NBA wants. But a 10-game suspension was
and I even just what the NBA wants, but I think the underlying theme that obviously is the most important thing here is that he's so important to the community with the kids, the youth, and then obviously especially in Memphis when you see your star player, holding up a gun or even think a gun is cool or it's okay to have a gun. These kids are for sure gonna start going buy these guns and bringing guns into school or
easy to get one
to,
in Memphis
to the
too,
court.
Bro. In Memphis,
hell yeah, it's easy.
It ain't hard to get a Glock in the country, bro.
They really I said in that country. Oh yeah.
Like you can get a gun as soon as you turn like 16, 18 out there. So yeah, I understand it then, especially for the kids out there. Ja Morant's number one, but I feel like he's gonna bounce back, bro. I feel like this is good for Ja Morant. I feel like he's gonna be a lot smarter. But only time.
Yeah, I feel like it was. I feel like it was good for him too. He's gonna come back a lot smarter. He's gonna come back a lot hungrier. I feel like he's gonna come back more mad. Like he's gonna come back more mad that they've been playing with his name.
Right. And he has to change the focus to all basketball. He can't even It's gonna have to. He can't even. It's fucked up because he can't even hit.
Bro,
he can't even hit a three and be like that. He can't even hit a three and throw up the gun because they're gonna be like, nah.
No, I know, yeah, that's true. But don't get me wrong. No, yeah, Ja is gonna stay that emotional player that he's always been. He's not gonna stop. Like you said, though, like that specific celebration, he might have to play it safe on that one. But Ja, I feel like when he come back, he's still gonna be the same person he's always been. He obviously might think a little bit before more. He might think more now before he does things. But like I feel like Ja has that. He did learn from this experience. I feel like he's gonna come. And then also too, like you said, it's funny because like he probably can't even look at like no female or look at throw up no gun gesture or none of that. He just gotta stay locked in.
And I really hope that the NBA don't prolong this shit once he comes back. Like I already know they gonna ask him his questions about it after the post game or whatever. But let's make this a 1-game thing. After that first game, ask them all your questions y'all want. All right, now let's look forward to for the rest of the season, bro. Let that shit die out. It's a whole basketball season going on that we don't need to keep talking about this whole gun situation. Like, man. Let that nigga keep the gun. I hope he keep the gun. Because as much as jewelry as he fucking walk around with, niggas is bound to fucking try to grab his jewelry. So keep that gun. Just don't flex it. It's not that hard. And y'all gonna be straight.
Yeah, they bound to try to rob. They bound to try to rob his ass. But I think Ja pretty much stay with his crew, so he don't have too much to worry about.
Right. He'll be straight. Especially, he got money to make sure he gonna be straight too. So good luck to Ja, but I think we're gonna end it right here then, bro. Cool little live. Anything else? What you want to let it be known from people?
Yeah, how much y'all think OBJ is worth? Do you guys think OBJ is worth the 15 to maybe 20 million he's asking for? Or do you guys think he's worth way less than that, especially coming off a second ACL injury? And yeah, what team do you think he's gonna go to? I think he's gonna go to the Jets. I do think, why not? Especially at this point in his career, why not get paired up with Aaron Rodgers? You want especially a GOAT like that who has hella accuracy, who has pinpoint accuracy, who can get you to rock, who knows your ability. So yeah, y'all let me know. What y'all think Odell's gonna end up, and how much y'all think he worth? I think he worth 10 million. So
Hey, and on a side quest before we get up out of here, let it be known. Is fucking Julio Jones washed? Because me and Lamar was debating about this shit for like a good 15
yeah,
minutes.
that's a good
And I'm
one. Hell
screaming
yeah,
it.
that's a
That
good
nigga
one.
is washed. I'm saying
No,
detergent,
he's
like
not,
fucking Tide. Like that nigga washed. That nigga using
bro.
Dawn.
Julio, in my opinion, I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Julio, I think, is a trophy sitting on the shelf, waiting to be dusted off and ready to be used.
Look, I ain't saying now he ain't as washed. He ain't no detergent wash, but he for sure like third, maybe fourth wide receiver wash. Like I don't know, man. I don't know.
Basically, Darren thinks that Julio Jones is not a number one or a number two receiver no more. He thinks that Julio at best is a number three. I
At
believe
best.
Julio in the right system with the right offensive coordinator, especially if Julio's healthy. Obviously, got to put a capital H on that because for the past 3 or 4 years, Julio ain't really been that healthy. But if Julio is healthy, capital H, then I believe Julio can definitely be a number one or number two receiver again. But that's just me. But y'all let it be known.
Let it be
Y'all
known.
really
We
think
gone.
Julio's washed? Or do y'all think he can still do it? Let it be known, y'all. We gone.
We gone.
Shout out Take.